Hey guys, it's Max Man here. Today we're going to do a quick unboxing of this new rig that I got. This, believe it or not, is actually the size of the box itself. Look at the size of this thing. That's not the packaging or anything. The rig is actually in here. We're going to go on ahead. We're going to do an unboxing. And hopefully, weather permitting, we're gonna go ahead and start breaking this guy in maybe this Saturday, or just in general this weekend or the next weekend. Now most of y'all would know that I do prefer large scale RCs, RCs on the larger scale. Anything from 6 scale up is perfect. Even a 7th, 10th scales, perfect for me. You know, they're perfect. They're not that big, they ain't tiny, and they're really good size. But I do like bigger scales, so the 6 scales, the 7th scales, the 5th scales, perfect for me. I did, however, went ahead and I got the Mini B from Losi. This guy's actually a 16th scale. It's my second 16th scale RC. My first one is actually an ECX Torment, which I went ahead and I swapped over the brushed electronics and all the stock electronics to brushless. This guy still is in the brushed. This guy is brushed to begin with, I should say. I decided to go with the brush one because I prefer to choose my own brushless electronics. And if I would have gone with something with the brushless system, I mean, it would have been a waste, to be honest. But this one, it has a little, I know it's going to be a little bit difficult to see. It's a little 280 brush motor. Runs on a 2S battery. EC3 connectors. Oh, no, I'm sorry, my mistake. These guys are actually EC2 connectors. So they're even smaller. And as always with Horizon Hobby, it does have Spectrum electronics inside. The ESC and receiver are built into one, so it's a 2-in-1 system. I don't really like that much, so what I'm planning on is later on, probably during this summer, we're gonna go ahead and take this little guy. We're actually gonna dump a brushless system on it, and we're gonna go on ahead and connect it with our radio link system, which is the one radio. If you guys follow any of my other videos, or if you've seen any of my TikToks or anything like that, Facebooks and Instagrams, you would see that the Radio Link radio is the one that I actually prefer over the original Spectrum system. To each their own, so we're not gonna sit here and have an argument as to what radio system is better. If Spectrum worked for you, good for you. Speaking of radios, this one included its little 2.4 gigahertz radio, which surprisingly enough is actually a 3-channel. I haven't really taken a really good look at the receiver ESC on this thing to see if there's actually a 3rd-channel option on it. Nonetheless, this is actually a 3-channel radio. The thing that threw me off on this one was the way that the batteries go. You don't have a bottom door, you don't have a back door. No. Push, there's a little button back here. Push this guy in. The head of the radio comes off. Put this back here for now. Then on top of here, I'm gonna click this guy off. That's where your batteries go. They go on the handle like most radios, but the way that they put them in here, I gotta say, it's one of the most interesting ways. And honestly, it's kind of nice. Now, onto what we came here, which is this box. Let's go ahead and crack it open. All right, we're back on the floor. It's simpler. This guy's big. So, Rovan Racing is where I went ahead and got this guy from. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. Like I said, this is literally the box. There's really no packaging on here except a second box. Let's go ahead and pop open the second box. Oh, ooh. Just wait. And just like that, that other box is gone. All right. So, y'all ready for this one? Oh, oh yeah, this right here. This is why we do this. All right. So what we have here is actually a Rovan. This is a Rovan Baja Buggy 5th scale. You can see the actual size of the vehicle. It is huge. This thing, I want to say it's probably 2.5 feet long, give or take. And this right here, went ahead and ordered this part as well for him. This actually the air filter cover. And there should be more stuff over here. Let's take a look as to what other goodies we got. Okay, so we got a little gas can fuel mixer. It's actually pretty nice, to be honest. So basically, fuel goes here, and this part, oil goes here. This is a 2-stroke system. It's a 2-stroke engine. So not only is this thing gonna be a little quick, it's the sound of it is gonna be amazing. It's kind of sound like a nitro on steroids, if anything. So we put that to the side. What else we get? We got all the fun stuff right here. So in this little packet, we get tools, spare tools. And I call them spare tools because honestly, when you've been in the hobby for this long, you already have every single one of these tools. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Every single one. You have it in one way or another. So we get the tools. We get a little charger, which is going to be the charger for the battery that runs all the electronics in here. Honestly, I'm probably not going to be using this charger at all. I'm going to be using my my usual chargers I use for all my other lipos and NIMH batteries and ICD batteries, you name it. I'll probably be using that more often than this thing. This thing's going to come in handy if we are on the field though. Then, of course, as always, little stickers. A couple little stickers. Little Rovan. You can see Rovan Baja. I'm not 100% sure why they call it Rovan when I know it's Rovan, but who knows. And finally, last but not least, the instruction manual for the actual car. Now this car should come with an upgraded transmitter. This one actually shows that it comes with crystal transmitters, FM transmitters, an FM radio system. Honestly, even if it did, it's completely okay because no matter what receiver it has, I'm gonna go ahead and, like always, gonna be using my radio link system instead. All right, let's keep going. What do we got here? Well, this right here. It's a spoiler. The rear wing. Rear wing, and it also looks like it has a couple spare pieces in there. Oh yeah, these are spare pieces. Not bad. And of course the stickers for the wing sides. Honestly, I like it all black, so I'll probably just be keeping it black, period. But it's nice that they included the stickers. one more thing before we get to the actual car, and that's that white box. Let's see. Oh wait, look what I found here. This guy right here goes along with this little fella right here. And honestly, one of them is for the pull start, and one of them is for the air filter, to keep dust, dirt, grime out of them. I'm gonna guess this one's for the pull start, to be honest. This one's gonna be for the air filter, just because of the sizing. Anyway, let's see the white box. I have a feeling that this is gonna be the actual radio. Pretty decent packaging on the radio, I'm not gonna lie. We do have an instruction manual for the radio. Well. We seem to have a fly sky system here. If you know about RCs, you know about fly sky systems. They're actually pretty decent systems. I've used them before. What I'm wondering is if this is, it's a GT3B, so then yeah, this is actually a 2.4 radio as well. So it's definitely not an FM radio at all. Again, I'm hoping I'm right, and even if I'm not, again, I'm gonna be using the radio link system. This system's gonna be pulled off nonetheless. Put that to the side. Let's take a look at the actual radio. Okay, so like with every fly sky, you get your little bind plug. And you get the actual radio. Now, if this is what I'm thinking, I'm wondering what batteries it uses. It does not use a rechargeable battery. I do have a GT3C, which actually uses a rechargeable battery. This one, we're looking at a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 batteries. 8 00 batteries. This is actually the reason why I don't really use these kind of radios as much. They use up the batteries way too fast. And I don't know. Well, let me take a quick look, see if I can find some batteries real quick. Alright, I was able to find some batteries. I'm not sure if they got any juice in them, so let's see. They do. So that right there. It's your Fly Sky GT3B. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It can hold up to 10 rigs, 10 models. Honestly, the GT3B is well known for losing connection. It wasn't one of their greatest radios, which kind of makes sense as to why they would include it as an RTR radio, given the point that Fly Sky in general is an inexpensive brand. Nevertheless, it's a decent brand to have. Like I've said, I've been using Fly Sky for, I want to say, around 5 years. Just recently I went ahead and I swapped over to Radio Link. And, well, that's a story for another day. So this radio, again, I'm not going to be using this. This thing seems to be a 3-channel radio. 3rd channel being right there. Yep, 3-channel, 10 model car or boat. That right there's your radio. Now let's take a look at the main attraction, the actual car. Let's get to it, the actual car. Alright, that thing's pretty hefty enough to be able to pick it up from. Let's go. Oh, that's a big boy. Let's send this box flying. I'll be back. And there it is. The Rovan. take away the plastic. Let's get down to its level, shall we? And here you go. This right here is the Rovan Baja. It's actually a 5th scale vehicle. To give you an idea, we have the Mini B. /16th scale Mini B. 5th scale Baja. I got this guy off the Rovan website. Even though it does right here, these guys, the little bucket lights, they're really not real lights. They're just for looks. You can obviously always put in real lighting, which we all know it's gonna end up happening. Let me move it a little bit over. Bit better. So let's go on ahead and see how difficult it is to take off this body real quickly, and I will leave the rest for, like I mentioned, this weekend, or just in general later on in the week. So it does have 3 body clips that five body clips. I'll be back. Alright, let's go on ahead with the body. And there it is. That's actually pretty smart. The nose and the body is actually 2 pieces. This is the actual body, and the actual nose piece, if you can see, is separate. Body, honestly, it's really flimsy. Let's bring you closer so you can take a closer look at the car. And there it is, the vehicle without the body. So this right here is actually the receiver box, which we'll get to that later. Don't let the actual orange fool you. This is not a Spectrum system. It is, however, a 3-wire system, so replacing these guys, it's not going to be difficult at all. I just realized that this is actually the bottom pieces of the body, which are also clipped under. I know it's a little difficult to see, I'm sorry, they're right there. Well, the car itself, this is plastic. The shocks are actual metal shocks. Everything else seems to be decently plastic. Now, one thing I've always said is, when it comes to bashers, which is what this guy's gonna be, you want to keep the plastic. Basically, with plastic, it absorbs the hit when you actually crash, in comparison with, let's say, metal or aluminum. What am I saying? They're both metals. In comparison with aluminum, which, yes, it'll take the hit, might not break, but it could bend, and it'll find the next weaker point, which usually is gonna be, for example, this guy would probably more than likely be the shock tower right here. With that being said, a lot of this car is actual metal. The actual chassis is a metal chassis. Little piece of the roof is actual metal as well. Motor mounts, metal. And like I had mentioned, this is actually this I don't think I've mentioned this. It's a 5th scale. This is actually a 2-stroke, and I did mention that it's a 2-stroke engine. So gasoline and oil mixed together. This one's a 30.5 cc. More than likely, I'm gonna run it like this for at least this year, make it worth the money. And next year, more than likely, I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade it to maybe if I can dump a 45cc engine in here, it'd be pretty nice. Moving towards the back, again, plastic, and the actual cross brace is metal, which again, after what I said, metal's not my favorite on these kind of parts, but that's how this thing comes from the factory. Which honestly isn't that bad. And unlike the Losi 5T, this guy is not over $1,000. No, this thing, the Losi 5T runs at around, I want to say that the Losi runs at around $1,200, $1,300. The Rovan, usually it comes out to be less than $500 out the door. Which I know most people will be like, well, lower quality, inferior parts, yada yada yada. Which, yeah, it's true. Not as higher quality as Losi or HPI or anything like that, but it's a great way to get started into 5th scales. This is actually my second 5th scale. My first one was an old Red Cat that I used to own. And to this day, I regret selling it, which was the reason why I decided to go on ahead and get another 5th scale. Now going back, guy right here, let's take a look at one last part. And that's gonna be the exhaust. This is actually a pretty decent exhaust right here. It's actually a tuned exhaust according to them. And I really can't wait to hear how this thing sounds. It's just, wow. Again, for under $500, it's actually not a bad car. Not a bad way to get started. And to get into 5th scales, I would have honestly preferred it to be a little bit bigger of an engine. But with everything else, like everything else, we're going to head and upgrade that as time goes by and as parts break. Because let's face it, parts will break. That's a certainty with any RC. So I guess it's calling itself Rovan now instead of Rovan. So Rovan 30.5cc engine. Got your little kill switch. And the one thing that I do like about this, I'm going ahead and turn the light on for y'all. Is that the carb, it's a legitimate Wolvero carb. So it's actually a high-end, well, a decent carburetor. I've had these kind of carbs on old mopeds that I used to build. I had on an old 125cc dirt bike. And I think I still have a second one somewhere in my storage. They're really decent carburetors. Right here you got the filter system, which I do believe is actually, yep, it's a 2-stage system. Gasoline 2-stroke. Always. You run this thing without any oil mixed into the gas, that engine's gonna die. So you definitely want to do that. The gas tank isn't that bad, and I had seen that you can actually upgrade the gas tank to a stainless steel one. Which honestly isn't a bad idea. But yet again, plastic one will do just fine. If you look at underneath your vehicle, and I'm talking your real car, those things actually, some of them actually use plastic gas tanks. Everything seems to be pretty decently waterproofed. Oh, right there. That right there. There it is. charging port for the battery. So we'll take a look at that battery too later on. Yeah, I gotta say, overall, it's not a bad vehicle for the price. And I'll say it once more, it's a great way to get started into fifth scales, into gasoline fifth scales. And if you've had background in nitro or any kind of engine work, this thing's gonna be child's play to work on. I do see that in order for me to change the receiver, looks like I'm gonna have to take off the plastic roll cage so I can get to it. But if you guys want to see that, let me know. And that's about all there is about this car. Again, for the price tag, great starter vehicle, decent sized, and when it comes to weight, probably weights, I want to say a good 45 to probably 50 pounds. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun little car. So there you go. That's according to them now, the Rovan Baja 5th scale gas RC. Like I mentioned, we're gonna go on ahead and see if we can go get this thing broken in, like with nitros or your own car, motorcycle, or whatever. We're gonna see if we can get this thing broken in either this weekend or next weekend or sometime throughout the week. And the next video up should be this guy running. Like always, if you want to keep track of snippets of videos while I upload all these guys, you can always check out my TikTok, which is basically where I always post most of the videos. My Facebook as well, and the Instagram once in a while gets some love. So yeah, that was the unboxing for the 5th scale Rovan Baja gas car, a 30.5cc, and these guys actually do come with different size engines. You can get it with a 32 and a 45cc, I believe. Don't quote me on that. If you want to take a look at them, just visit their website, rovan.com. Just rovan.com. And again, for sub $500, perfect starter vehicle. So that's it. That was a Rovan, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see y'all later.